On today's video, after Light pushed Darkness out of Kingsland in Lost Kingdom 37, it's time for them to get out into the level 8 passes. Light are trying to start taking Darkness buildings out, but the level 8 passes need to be broken into first. In this video, we're going to talk first of all about passes mechanics, everything you need to know to get through passes, to fight passes, so forth and so on. We're also going to talk about the goals of Light and Darkness and how they can be achieved. We'll see some of it in the video as well. We have a ton of reports with some awesome information, tons of troops losses, as well as a very funny counter rally that happened in one of these reports. You definitely don't want to miss out on that. So sit back, drop a like on the video. Yeah. Hey there YouTube, welcome back to Gekko Gaming. This level 8 pass is about to potentially go down. LFAM and HO3S, or Hose I guess, are double rallying it, and Name are doing everything they can to hold on to. This is 279 against 283. And 279 are trying to get out of Kingsland and expand into Darkness territory, where they now want to start taking out buildings, starting with the circles, which are the closest buildings to these passes, to start winning Light and Darkness. My name is Gekko. I'm a sponsored content creator by Rise of Kingdoms, and if you guys enjoy the content, make sure you drop a like on the video. And did you know 56.1% of you watching this video right now are not subscribed? What are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell, and let's go. So the double rally going on in here had an Ethelflaed attempt going with an Attila Takeda. I like that idea, having an Ethelflaed rally that'll last a little bit longer than a solo march, that'll help also share the burden of being a debuffer for Attila Takeda. But this first attempt by 279, or one of the attempts by 279, seemed a bit less successful than something like this, a double rally, double Attila Takeda of madness. And listen, these guys went on for a little while. As usual, when we do these kinds of videos, I speed up the video by about 200%. This is 2 times the speed, so you guys don't sit here and watch it for half an hour. But the real question is, what do you do as the defender? First of all, you need to understand the mechanics of a pass. For example, one of the mechanics in a pass is that only 3 marches can hit it, which means currently you have a double rally, 2 marches, there's space for 1 more march to hit, and that's it. It's an important thing to do, because if you're looking to quadruple rally a pass, you can't do it. You can triple rally a pass, but nothing more than that. So in this instance, for example, LFAM have, I believe that's Burning, with an Ethelflaed solo march hitting the pass, while Attila Takeda are going nuts. Why is this important? It's important if you're an aggressor, because if you try to hit the pass beyond the 3 marches, you'll notice your march is going left and right, waiting for some space to hit. And if there is an AoE commander on the wall, without any damage. So how do you defend a pass? The unfortunate, inconvenient, and most real answer to that is you really don't. Holding on to a pass is stupendously hard, and the problem with it is that it requires a lot of effort and it costs so many troops. It's unreal, especially when 2 Attila Takedas are smacking into you. As you can see, the folks of Name had a counter rally hit one of these rallies, but the counter rally walked out of the pass, and it allowed essentially to the folks of HO3S and LFAM in the area to swarm it and get rid of it like that. It did, however, cause a little bit of damage to the Attila Takeda rallies, which eventually could potentially hurt this first attack. You can see also Name have a counter rally, and we zoomed in to look at the fact that that counter rally is actually hitting the rally that's hitting the pass from the other side. So this counter rally cannot really get hit. This is not something Name did that was like special. It's just based on the positioning of that first rally. It's so close to the pass that the counter rally can hit it without crossing, while the other rally, the other Attila Takeda rally by LFAM, which is a bit further out, required the counter rally by Name to come out of the pass and get smacked. Defending a pass is fairly impossible. Why? Because rallies can keep coming forever, and as long as you have people to continually refill the pass, all is good. The same goes for rallying. But as a defender, things become much harder in terms of maintaining your morale and maintaining your drive to move forward, especially when the rallies start going against you in terms of the trade-offs. Usually what ends up happening in these kinds of rallies is, in a moment, a couple of these rallies will break. It's usually recommended not to let a rally hit below 50%, because at that point you're taking more damage than you're doing. These double rallies are going to break, and another set is coming now. But in between all that, the reports, which I could have gotten a hold of, I think I got a hold of, but we got so many of them that they got lost somewhere in there. So I apologize to the folks of 279 who spent the time and effort to send them to me, but there were so many reports. I couldn't find these specific ones, but we have a few coming up in a few moments. So as you can see, at this point, there's only one Untitled Chapter rally, and it's only going against this pass, and it's doing fairly well. The reason it's doing fairly well is because Name have been holding these double rallies for so long. And now comes a second rally to make things even worse. You just run out of fuel. The folks who are online run out of troops, or run out of healing, or are tired of taking hundreds of thousands of losses by themselves. To defend a pass in a really good way, the only way is 155 members of the Alliance being online, sharing the burden of sending marches into the pass. In this specific scenario, I don't believe Name had more than 20 or 30 people filling in that pass again and again. And how many double rallies can you take? This time it's an Attila Takeda and a Edward, I think there's a Tamaris in there. No, that's an Edward YSG. It's just too much. And the counter rally comes in, and the counter rally gets hit. It's just impossible to defend a pass, especially when you see things like this, where the team attacking the pass have so much presence, and they know that they're breaking you down slowly and steadily. I don't think that defending a pass is a good idea. More often than not, the recommendation is let the pass go, but make sure that that pass is useless. How do you do that? This is a small strategy for you guys to both not get locked into zones, as well as locking your opposition out of zones. The way you do that is with farms at the front line of the pass. Just like you block passes from flags, essentially locking people out of zones, you can do the same thing to lock people out of your zone. The way you do that is you already have territory that is right up to the pass. You put some troops, you put some of your farms on that front line, making sure that you do it in a way that there's no space for flags to be built, and then you break the flag that is right next to the pass, and you build it one tile backwards. And that way you create a separation between the pass and your territory, with your cities, your farm cities, blocking the possibility for a flag to be built. And then even if LFAM take this pass right now, they can't do anything so long as 283 have that whole area locked in so that you can't advance with flags. Now, 283 did do that. They did manage you'll see in a bit that they did manage to kind of lock LFAM out in one of the passes, not specifically this one. They took that idea, they took that same concept of when you want to lock someone into their zone. You can see, for example, in past Lost Kingdom videos I've made, and we can card a couple of them up on the top right. Folks essentially lock people in zone 4s with farms. The same concept can be done to lock people into coming into your zone. And 283 did it really well. 279 broke into the pass finally, and mayhem went crazy. Everything got crazy. Rallies all over the place. People started getting zeroed. And remember, Darkness has two sides. So while we're watching 283 on this side, 311 was on the other side, and they had a lot of trouble. Now, 283 have a friend, I believe they're 306 or 309. I always switch it. I apologize to those guys. 090W are nuts. You'll see them in a moment. Take a look. Well, you'll see them in the next video, actually. But anyway, take a look at this. This is a great example of how the folks of 283 locked 279 out, but they left themselves a space in their territory, which is further back, to build flags safely to cause a situation where they can get to the pass and potentially hit it. Now, yes, at this point, the folks in pink could try to hit that flag and break it down and not let it build, but other than that, they can't do anything. While all this was going down, Ancient Ruins, 283 were on them, 279 were on the other one, and on the other side, mayhem had ensued. I don't really know what happened, but the Pokemons went crazy. The Pokemons of 279 took that right side and just went to town. They just went straight in, started picking up buildings, and the first ever circle to be hit was this one right here. You can see the circle burning. TT, the Titans in this case, went this way, and I believe Pokemons went up, or maybe it was backwards. Titans and Pokemons went this way, and then it was LFAM and HO3S that went that way, and then it switched. They went all over the place. That's the Pokemons up, going up to the top. And so the score started going up. I believe it was 2-0 last I checked. It should be 3-0 by now, if not more. But buildings are going down. Once your building goes off of its bubble, it can get hit, and there's, I believe, 24 hours for you to try to get control back of it. If not, it goes to heck, and a point is awarded to the other side. Now let's have a look at a couple of reports before we head out of here. I didn't want to make a video that's too long, but at the same time, definitely wanted to give you all this awesome content. Starting off with Hanny's hit on a fort. This was right after they got into that zone. That zone was defended with a wall of forts. Back in the day, the #1 recommendation, timeout. Look at the power difference, 6 million against 11.3 million. Yes, there's 1 million versus 1.6 million different in terms of deaths, but the deaths on FCK were substantially bigger because the types of troops dying were bigger, and so the power was much greater. And same thing goes in here. This is a great example of a difference between an Attila Takeda that's expertised and a non-expertised Attila Takeda. I really like the fact that there is such a huge delta that we can actually see the importance of having these commanders expertised. As I was saying, back in the day, the way you would defend your zone from people pouring in, stupid verification, was through essentially building forts all around the pass. Why? Because forts take forever to burn. It takes about a day and a half to burn a fort, and you can at any point extinguish it and hold on to it and try to hold a couple of rallies to let it heal a little more. And if you really want to squeeze everything you can out of a fort, you can very easily make a fort last 2 to 3 days. So folks used to surround passes with forts, just like in here. And nowadays, they're using the same method to lock people into their zones. They're using the same method to lock them out with the gap. Another rally right here on a flag, just to show you guys a little bit more of the combos going on in here. Keep an eye on that Martel Constantine going toe-to-toe with Attila Takeda. This rally specifically was a bit more successful than others. In the next video that's coming out tomorrow, we're going to have more reports that are massive, and those reports are really important because they'll show you some commander combinations going up against Attila Takeda, some more successful than others. So if you want to make sure you don't miss that video, make sure you're subscribed and you have your bell turned on so you get a notification. We have a few more reports here of flags and things going on, but as I mentioned, the folks of 279 were all about pushing in, and you can see they did everything they could to take out these forts, to take out as many people as they could. And as they started pushing forward, we'll see next a few reports of individuals getting zeroed, of just madness overall. Light and Darkness 37 seemed to have been over. I had already personally checked 283 out, but I was very wrong. Very, very, very wrong. 283 had a huge migration go out of it. A lot of Titans left that kingdom, and I was sure that they were done. Hell no. Tomorrow's video will show you a little bit of their resilience as well as of their comrades. 306 or 309. Again, I'm so sorry. I keep forgetting. I keep switching that 6 with 9. Please don't be mad. Trust me, next video, you guys are definitely being highlighted there because you guys did work. So yeah, 283 seemed to have checked out as far as I was concerned. It seemed like Light were definitely going to take this and roll with it, and they probably will win this event. But hell, even if they win the event, there is so much to be talked about the resilience that came out of 283 and 306/309, one of the two. Again, apologies. In the comments down below, I'll fix it and tell you exactly which kingdom it is, because they do deserve the credit. But my brain just completely emptied out right now, and I apologize for that. Anyway, as we wrap up this video, because we got a couple more reports to look through, but other than that, that's pretty much what I had for you guys today. 1 million severely wounded on that counter rally, trying to save his friend. They counter rallied an Attila Takeda rally in an attempt to save a brother from being zeroed, and that hurt. 1 million severely wounded. That's actually crazy. Anyway, I'm Gekko. I'm out of here. Thank you guys very much for watching this video. There's a few more reports still coming up. We're going to keep talking through this for a little bit. I appreciate all of you who have been subscribing lately. I really enjoyed the casts yesterday. I look forward to cast more Osiris League with you guys in the chat and with us in the next couple of weeks. Again, if you want to make sure you know when it's happening, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and drop a like on the video if you enjoy it. And yeah, I think that 283 did a fantastic job. I think Dark in general, Darkness, that team did amazingly well. 279 and the folks in Light came up ahead this time, but Darkness didn't give up at all. And tomorrow's video is all about their push back. And trust me, they pushed back a lot. They might not win the event, but they're not letting 279 go home with all their troops intact. I'll see you guys sooner rather than later. Thank you for all your support, and take care. Peace.